From the beginning, over 200 years ago, Mason City Schools played a central role in the life of our community. In fact, establishing a school was one of the first priorities of our community's founder, William Mason, who opened a one-room schoolhouse for his children in 1805, marking the beginning of our community's commitment to education.
Over the years, a lot has changed.
Schools, I think the most probably was the various operettas we put on. At that time, we put on such things as they called the operettas. And there was a lot of that type of entertainment. I was in the band. I was not very good with sports. I did play a little baseball one year, and I played basketball, I think my senior year, because I was big, mostly. And but most of the schools that I remember would be the activities that we had with music and drama.
Well, when I first started this Mason School back in 1946, there was only like 300 students in the whole school. And that's back when you knew everybody, you knew all the seniors and the juniors. Even though you were in the first grade, you knew all of the kids in the school. And I think it would be very, very hard to know all the kids in the school today, especially in the Mason area now. And I think that's one of the best memories that I had of the school, and also playing the sports and different things. We had a lot of teachers that were a lot of fun. When I graduated from high school in 1958, I started to Barber College in Cincinnati in September of 1958. I graduated from Barber College in April of '59, and I've been cutting hair in the Mason area. I have my own barber shop. It's called Gary's Barber Shop.
When I graduated, we were still in the old gym. We had moved out here to the new school on Mason Montgomery Road, but for the first 5-10 years, whatever the case was, they didn't have a gym. They didn't build a gym till somewhat later. Probably most of my memories are playing basketball in the old gym, which is now the school offices on Northeast Street, and how competitive some of those games were. Probably playing basketball in that gymnasium probably stands out more than anything. It was like 86 or 87 kids, and I think probably I finished 86th or 87th, somewhere in that neighborhood. No, I wasn't that low, but 86, 87 kids, I think, in the class. And one of the things I do remember, one of the kids that was in class, and we were good friends, was Mike Chipman, who was an athlete, played in, I think, all the sports that were available at that time. And Mike went on to really a bright guy. I can't remember if he's valedictorian or salutatorian, but Mike was just a really, really smart guy. Went on to the Air Force Academy and ended up creating TurboTax, and obviously did very well with that. Probably the class I've gotten more out of than anything else that I did at that time was typing. Bub Dwyer, and obviously the field over here is named after Bub. We call him Bub. Walter Dwyer was his name. He was the coach at that time, and as well as becoming the athletic director. Bub was our typing teacher, and the typing class took place over lunch hour, so it was kind of a split class. And that is one thing that today I have used more than probably anything else that I remember, at least in terms of use it every day on the job, was typing. So
William Mason is maybe my great-great-great-great-grandfather. There might be another great, give or take. Let's do that. It's a give or take a great. But I am a descendant from William Mason, as is Lori Roth, my cousin who teaches here. It's pretty neat to have that history. You learn, crazy things. There's a teacher in the building who does a little bit of a history lesson about Mason when he moves into kind of the Ohio region. And I can always tell when he does it because I have kids coming up to me all the time asking, "You're Mason royalty." And for that day, I feel like it. But it's pretty neat. You know, a lot of people just say Mason High School, and it's always on my head that it's actually William Mason High School. So one of the greatest things about Mason that I'm particularly proud of is just the growth. Growing up, I rode my bike to Whippy Dip, and I was allowed to do it at a pretty young age because the town was just so small. It was also pretty exciting for me because I would go down Church Street, and that was the house there was a house, it's a blue house, where my grandpa was born in one of the bedrooms. I was able to go past Central, and that's where my mom went to kindergarten. The now middle school was where I went to high school, and my mom went to high school, and my uncles and aunts did. So it's just always been a part of my history, and so that's probably one of the best things about growing up. And then when I went into middle school, it just kind of blew up. Mason was this small, little bitty spot on the map that was known for Kings Island and the Beachwater Park, and it soon just became bigger, and I got to meet different types of people.
But some things never change.
We have a proud history.
We have great families. We have great students.
We love it because we have great teachers.
That's been a fun part to see not only my history, where I come from, but to see what it's become. It's been a really great experience, or a big part of my life to have grown up in Mason, knowing that I'm a descendant of William Mason and seeing my family and all the history that allows, and then going through school, graduating from William Mason High School, teaching here, watching my cousins go through, and just knowing that, you know, before and during and after me, that there will be one of us or a few of us in this community always giving back and always being a part of it and just watching it grow.
In Mason City Schools, we're proud of our tradition of excellence. We've come so far. We will continue to prepare our students to serve and shape their community. We know that Mason students will be ready for whatever challenges and wonders their bright futures hold.